Greetings and welcome to this week's Beating Heart Moment. I'm Fred Johnson. Happy to be with you again. Balance, harmony, and my journey with nature. Harmony, balance, wholeness. Balance, harmony, and my journey in nature. Balance, harmony, wholeness. Balance, harmony, and my journey with nature. Balance, harmony, wholeness. Just waking up my vagus nerve here this morning. So for your consideration this week, and I love this wonderful little instrument. This is what I call my tenophone. It's again a chordophone, a beautiful gourd, the branch from a tree, goat skin, the great West African tradition of the harps. A beautiful, beautiful little, really ancient feeling and sounding instrument. You know, it's really, really interesting. There's a real difference between the frequency and vibration of the string and the rhythm of the drum. And those frequencies have a different effect upon our body and our being. And so this week I want to offer up the possibility of the spectrum of silence, right? Stillness and silence, and the three prongs, if you will, of balance, harmony, and wholeness. Let's start with the consideration around the whole concept of balance. Balance being our sort of in the world experience with so much going on around us. So much happening in our world from moment to moment, from day to day, in kind of the full measure of our beingness. Um, in all things, seek balance to find a kind of a centered place, a center place. Um, in some of our earlier times together, we talked about the beautiful Sankofic mantra, E Thu Pa. E Thu Pa, which is to be present in the moment and centered in the moment. A real perfect example of that is kind of this journey here. As I sit with you in this perfect moment, there's lots going on out behind me. There's major construction going on as I walked into the building today. On the other side of the building, there are these gigantic chillers that are being replaced, and so there's lots of noise, lots of activity, lots of things going on in our world. And we have the great opportunity to breathe into and to speak into a place of balance so that we take all of what's going on in our world and bring it to a place of balance, recognizing that there's the inner conversation of the mind and the external beings of the world, and we seek to, in every moment, find our place in a centeredness or a sense of balance, being able to balance. Some might say juggle, but for our purposes, let's really breathe into a sense of centeredness and balance. And then the other imagery or breathing into the frequency and vibration of the power of our wording is around harmony. Finding harmony, for instance, between some of the things that we feel that we must do just in order to keep and support, reinforce that balance, but harmony in some of the workings and things that we need to do and the things that we love to do. The harmony of all of the practicality and all of the wonderful opportunities to breathe into and imagine and to find a beautiful harmonic balance, if you will, between that, the general workings of the world and our imaginings and those things that we know that will work towards nurturing us. The harmony in that, the harmony in the realization and the breathing into and the embrace of both our inner journey and our external journey. The harmony of recognizing that the frequency and vibration of how we think and the beautiful, beautiful song of our breath helps to nourish every cell, every organ of our body. So to be in harmonic resonance with the full measure of our beingness, the full measure of our beautiful rhythm of our beating heart, our circulatory system, moving all of the vital essence of what we need in order to be throughout the body. The beautiful song of the breath, the inhale and the exhale, the acknowledgement of that, the living into the embrace of that, the harmony of that, and our walk and our move through the world. So a sense of E Thu Pa, the presence of balance, and the beautiful harmony of both our internal and our external world. And then we breathe into the sense of wholeness, and that being a real intentionality to acknowledge and be connected to nature, to really recognize our relationship with, our groundedness, our being on the earth, our moving through the wind, our receiving of oxygen and all of the divine natural essences that allow us to fully be. And so this week I invite you to breathe into these three elements: balance, to be in a sense of centeredness and balance; harmony, the harmonic resonance, the harmonic beingness of every organ of our body. I invite you to remember, as we had in an earlier week, to really be connected to each of the organs of our body through the beautiful tone and breath of our voice and the and acknowledgement and the imagery and the calling forth to have ourselves be in balance and connectedness to every cell of our body and to every organ of our body, and to add this week to the beautiful, beautiful acknowledgement, embrace, gratitude, and giving ourselves time to be in a moment of connection to nature. If you can, to be outside, but I started out this week by saying stillness, to be in a place of silence. So given whatever noise might be around us, let's just take a moment now to breathe into our beautiful journey of the rhythm of the beating of the heart. Allow yourself to acknowledge and know that there's a beautiful beating of your heart. There's a rhythmic oneness of the heart that enlivens and invigorates our being. The beautiful rhythm of the beating of the heart from the moment we enter into this journey. The beautiful rhythm of the beating of the heart in every moment, in every step we take. The beautiful rhythm of the beating of the heart, sending the natural fluids through our being. The beautiful rhythm of the beating of the heart, sustaining and creating for us life itself. And then we add the beautiful rhythm, the beautiful sound of the song of the breath. Breathing in and breathing out in harmony with the rhythm of the heart, the beautiful rhythm of the beating of the heart, and the continual melodic essence of the song of the breath. And so as we give ourselves permission to move into that space, allow yourself to be still, to be in a moment of stillness, and allow yourself to breathe into the imagery and to breathe into the wonder and the power of balance. To allow ourselves to recognize that as we move through each moment, we want to move through life in a place of balance. Breathing into that balance. Breathing out that wonderful, glorious circle of the song of the breath, the inhalation and the exhalation, moving us into an intentionality to be in a place of balance. And as we move into that sense of balance, we acknowledge the harmony of the full measure of the melody of our being, the harmony of our breath, the harmony of the rhythm of our heart, the harmony of every cell of our body, the harmony of every organ of our body, the harmony of our existence, in balance and oneness with the perfection of life itself. Breathing into balance, breathing into harmony, breathing into a whole connection with the full measure of our world, of our nature, the created world, beyond the somewhat chaos that the journey of life brings us through, to recognize that we are always in the beautiful song of the breath, called forth to a place of balance, centeredness, a knowingness and a feeling of the harmony of the full measure of every cell, every organ, the full measure and harmony of our being, and the embrace of the wholeness of nature, the natural rising and setting of the sun, the natural calling forth and embrace that we get from gravity, from oxygen, from all of the natural perfections of the wholeness of our life and living environment given to us beyond our creation, but in the embrace of the creation of nature itself. And so this week, I invite you to embrace the thinking of, the speaking of, and the living into in a stillness and quiet place. Balance, harmony, wholeness. Balance, harmony, wholeness. Balance, harmony, wholeness. Balance, centeredness, the harmony of the workings of our being, and the wholeness and grace of our world, our nature that surrounds us and supports us. Remembering the triangle, that beautiful golden triangle of our existence and our sound and being journey, the foundation of the breath, the imagery and knowingness and workings of our mind, as in the articulation of balance, harmony, and wholeness, and then the sounding of that. So allow yourself this week to create moments where you sit in stillness, acknowledge the rhythm of the beating heart, sing the song of the breath, be with that, and allow yourself to create that imagery and beauty and nurturing essence of the imagery of balance, the imagery and embrace of harmony, the imagery and embrace of the wholeness of our natural existence, our world. Give yourself permission to listen to the sounds of, listen for the sounds of nature. Listen to the rhythm of the balance of your beating heart. Listen to and create a sense of that balance that exists through the breath in and the breath out. 3 sustaining and nurturing concepts: balance, harmony, and wholeness, our connection to nature and our natural world. And then I invite you to move from the stillness, from this the nurturing essence of stillness, into just the beautiful frequency and vibration of your voice. As you breathe into the full measure of that golden triangle of wholeness, health, and healing, breath, the vibration of positive thought and imagery, and the sounding of your beautiful voice, bringing a sense of wholeness, bringing a sense of balance, bringing a sense of harmony into your reality every day and in every moment. And I invite you to, from time to time during the week, just think about that. Just to call forth. I breathe into the reality of balance. I breathe into the reality of harmony. I breathe into and embrace the wholeness of nature. Being in gratitude for that, feeling that, and knowing that that is an integral part of your health and healing. Because as we think, right? As we think, as we speak, what we breathe into becomes a really, really important part to all of the rest of the natural beings and doings of what it is to be alive, of what it is to be physically healthy, of what it is to be mentally healthy. Balance, harmony, and wholeness. Be with that this week. And again, I invite you to come back to this recording, come back to me, and, just have that reminder. But allow yourself this week to breathe into the imagery, breathe into the breath, breathe into the sounding, breathe into the stillness and meditative essence of balance, harmony, and wholeness. Have a great week. I look forward to seeing you next week. Bless. Bye-bye.